What if the food you thought was helping your health was actually damaging your heart? Most people are worried about sugar, and for good reason. It raises blood sugar, contributes to weight gain, and puts pressure on the heart. But what if I told you there's a food that's even more harmful than sugar? A food millions of people eat every single day, often believing it's healthy, when in fact, it quietly damages the cardiovascular system from the inside out. This one food increases inflammation, raises your LDL cholesterol, the bad kind, and disrupts how your body handles blood sugar. Over time, it doesn't just affect your heart, it also worsens insulin resistance and contributes to metabolic syndrome, leading to conditions like type 2 diabetes. And here's the scary part, it's probably sitting in your pantry right now. We often talk about eating clean, cutting carbs, or avoiding trans fats. But the truth is, many of the most harmful foods are hiding in plain sight, disguised with labels like heart healthy or low cholesterol. And unless you know what to look for, you could be doing everything right and still setting yourself up for a heart attack. In today's video, we're going to walk through 15 common foods that silently hurt your heart, and I'll reveal the #1 worst offender at the very end. This is the food I always warn my patients about first. It's not sugar, it's not salt, and once you know what it is, it might just change how you shop, cook, and eat forever. Let's get started. Your heart and your future depend on it. 1. Fried foods. Let's start with one of the most harmful food categories for both your heart and your blood sugar: fried foods. Now, I know they're tasty. A plate of golden French fries or crispy fried chicken may feel comforting, but what's happening inside your body is far from comforting. When you fry food in oil, especially at high heat, it changes the structure of that oil. The result is not just extra fat, but dangerous trans fats and toxic compounds that increase inflammation throughout your body. And inflammation is at the root of almost every major disease we face today: heart disease, stroke, even type 2 diabetes. These fried foods are especially damaging to your arteries. They raise bad cholesterol, LDL, and lower the good kind, HDL. That combination is like pouring concrete into your arteries. Over time, fatty plaque starts to build up and restrict blood flow. Your heart has to work harder, your blood pressure goes up, and your risk of heart attack or stroke increases. But it doesn't stop there. Fried foods are usually high in calories and very low in nutrients. That's a dangerous combination, because it leads to weight gain without giving your body anything useful in return. The excess fat, especially around your belly, causes more insulin resistance, which makes blood sugar harder to manage. Many people don't realize this, but fried foods have a direct link not only to heart problems but also to worsening diabetes symptoms. And here's something else to think about. When oils are reused again and again, like in fast food restaurants or even at home, they become even more toxic. So if you're dealing with high cholesterol, high blood pressure, or unstable blood sugar, cutting back, or even better, cutting out fried foods is one of the best gifts you can give your heart. 2. Ultra-processed cheeses. Now let's talk about something many people don't realize could be harming their heart: ultra-processed cheeses. These are not the same as natural whole cheeses. I'm talking about those shiny plastic-wrapped slices, cheese spreads, or blocks that don't even need refrigeration until they're opened. Sure, they're convenient and creamy, but they come at a real cost to your health. First, they're packed with sodium, far more than your body needs. Too much sodium causes your body to hold on to water, which puts pressure on your blood vessels. Over time, this raises your blood pressure, making your heart work harder every single day. That's not a small thing. High blood pressure is one of the biggest drivers of heart failure and stroke. But sodium isn't the only problem. These cheeses are also full of saturated fats, which can increase the bad type of cholesterol, LDL, that clogs your arteries like sludge in a pipe. The more it builds up, the harder it is for your heart to pump blood, and that leads to serious risk. On top of that, most ultra-processed cheeses contain synthetic ingredients, like emulsifiers, stabilizers, artificial colors, and preservatives. These compounds don't nourish your body. In fact, many of them increase inflammation, which damages the lining of your blood vessels and worsens insulin resistance. a key issue in both type 2 diabetes and heart disease. The real danger here is that people often think they're making a quick, smart food choice, putting a slice on a sandwich or melting it on some vegetables. But when eaten regularly, these small habits can quietly lead to big health problems. The good news is there are much better options. Fresh cheeses like ricotta, cottage cheese, or panela are gentler on your body. They tend to be lower in sodium, lower in unhealthy fats, and don't come with the same cocktail of artificial ingredients. Making the switch may seem simple, but over time it can protect your heart, support your blood sugar, and give your body what it truly needs. 3. Fast food. Let's talk about something that has become a normal part of modern life: fast food. It's quick, easy, and everywhere. But here's the truth that many people don't want to hear. Fast food may be one of the biggest threats to your heart health today. Items like burgers, fried chicken, nuggets, and fries are more than just high in calories. They're a dangerous mix of harmful fats, excess sodium, and chemical additives. When you eat these foods regularly, you're not just filling up, you're feeding inflammation, raising your blood pressure, and loading your bloodstream with the very substances that damage your heart over time. Saturated fats and trans fats in fast food increase your LDL, bad cholesterol, while also lowering HDL, the good cholesterol. That means your arteries are more likely to become stiff and clogged with plaque. When blood can't flow freely through your vessels, your heart has to work harder, and your risk of heart attack and stroke rises significantly. But the damage doesn't stop there. Most fast food is also loaded with preservatives and artificial flavors, things your body doesn't need and doesn't handle well. These substances can trigger chronic inflammation, which silently wears down your heart, blood vessels, and even your insulin response. This is why so many people who eat fast food regularly also struggle with obesity, type 2 diabetes, and metabolic syndrome. It's a recipe for disaster, served up in a paper bag. Now, the good news is, you don't have to give up your favorite flavors. You just need to take back control of how they're made. Try making your own versions at home, using lean meats like grilled chicken or turkey, whole grain buns, fresh vegetables, and healthy oils like olive oil. Bake your fries instead of deep frying them. Season with herbs instead of reaching for the salt shaker. These small changes can make a huge difference over time. Your heart, your blood sugar, and your energy levels will thank you. Remember, your health doesn't come from a drive-thru, it starts in your own kitchen. 4. Bacon. Let's talk about bacon. Yes, it's crispy, savory, and full of flavor, but it's also full of danger when it comes to your heart health. Bacon may seem harmless in small amounts, but the truth is, it's one of the most harmful foods you can eat regularly, especially if you're living with diabetes or already have heart issues. Why? Because bacon is extremely high in saturated fats, which increase your LDL cholesterol, the kind that clogs arteries and slows blood flow. But that's not the only concern. Most commercial bacon contains nitrites and nitrates, preservatives used to keep the meat looking fresh and to enhance flavor. The problem is, once these chemicals enter your body, especially when exposed to high heat like frying, they can convert into nitrosamines, compounds known to be toxic and highly inflammatory. This inflammation quietly damages the lining of your blood vessels, making it easier for plaque to build up and harder for your heart to do its job. And there's more. Eating bacon often contributes to the development of visceral fat. That's the deep belly fat that surrounds your internal organs. This kind of fat isn't just cosmetic. It increases your risk of insulin resistance, high blood pressure, and even sudden heart failure. For people managing diabetes, that's especially dangerous. Your body is already working hard to maintain balance, and bacon adds extra stress to a system that's already under pressure. I'm not saying you can never enjoy bacon again, but it's important to be honest about what it's doing inside your body. Limiting how often you eat it, or choosing healthier versions like nitrate-free turkey bacon in moderation, can make a real difference. The goal here isn't to give up the foods you love forever, but to shift your habits in ways that support your heart, your energy, and your long-term health. Your future self will thank you for it. One smart choice at a time. 5. Butter. Butter has been a beloved kitchen staple for generations. It's rich, creamy, and adds that perfect finishing touch to toast, baked goods, or a warm bowl of vegetables. But here's the truth we often don't want to hear. Just because something tastes good or feels traditional doesn't mean it's good for your heart. Butter is made up mostly of saturated fat, and that type of fat is one of the main drivers of rising LDL cholesterol levels in your blood. LDL is often called the bad cholesterol for a reason. It sticks to the walls of your arteries and forms plaque. Over time, this buildup causes your arteries to narrow and stiffen, a condition known as atherosclerosis. This puts serious pressure on your heart, forces it to work harder to pump blood, and significantly increases the risk of heart attacks and strokes. What's tricky is that butter doesn't just show up when you spread it on toast. It's hidden in baked goods, fried foods, and even vegetables sautéed in large amounts of it. Unlike heart-healthy fats, like extra virgin olive oil, avocado oil, or even small portions of nuts, there's very little about butter that benefits your heart or metabolic health. In fact, for people with diabetes or pre-diabetes, consuming too much butter can worsen insulin resistance and make blood sugar harder to control, even though butter itself has no carbs. That's because the damage is indirect, through inflammation, fat accumulation, and clogged blood vessels that disrupt overall circulation. Now, I'm not saying you need to eliminate butter completely from your life overnight, but if your goal is to protect your heart and live longer with more energy and fewer medications, making a shift to healthier fats is a powerful step. Try using olive oil in your cooking. Add slices of avocado to your meals. These small changes may seem simple, but over time they can make a huge difference. Remember, health isn't about perfection, it's about direction. And moving even a little closer to better choices can lead to a stronger, healthier heart. 6. Fatty or charred meats. Let's talk about something many people enjoy: fatty steaks, burgers hot off the grill, or that smoky BBQ flavor that reminds us of summer cookouts. These meals might feel satisfying and full of tradition, but they can quietly wreak havoc on your heart over time. Fatty red meats, especially when cooked over open flames or high heat, like on a grill or in a frying pan, produce harmful compounds known as AGEs, advanced glycation end product. These are toxic byproducts that form when meat is exposed to high temperatures, and they can lead to inflammation in your blood vessels. Over time, this inflammation wears down the lining of your arteries, making them stiff and prone to blockage. On top of that, fatty meats are packed with saturated fats which raise your LDL, or bad cholesterol, the kind that builds up and narrows your arteries. This combination of high cholesterol and ongoing inflammation sets the stage for heart disease, stroke, and even heart failure. What's worse is that when meat gets charred or burnt, it forms chemicals like heterocyclic amines and polycyclic aromatic hydrocarbons. These compounds don't just harm the heart, they've also been linked to cancer. I know this may sound overwhelming, especially if grilling is part of your lifestyle, but don't worry. There are healthier ways to enjoy your favorite meals. Choose leaner cuts of meat like skinless chicken breast, turkey, or better yet, wild-caught fish, which is high in omega-3 fatty acids that help protect your heart. And when it comes to cooking, try gentler methods like steaming, baking, or slow cooking. These approaches not only preserve nutrients, but they also reduce the formation of harmful chemicals. Remember, the goal isn't to take away everything you love. It's to help you make smarter choices that support a longer, stronger, more vibrant life. Every small shift adds up, and your heart, quite literally, depends on it. 7. Margarine. There was a time when margarine was sold to us as the healthier choice, the better option for your heart compared to butter. It came in bright packaging and promised lower cholesterol, better numbers, and peace of mind. But the truth is, many types of margarine are actually far more harmful to your heart than we ever imagined, maybe even more dangerous than sugar. You see, margarine is often made with trans fats, especially the older stick-style varieties. These trans fats come from a process called hydrogenation, where liquid vegetable oils are chemically altered to become solid at room temperature. Sounds industrial, right? That's because it is. And while it may help food last longer on a shelf, it doesn't do your heart any favors. In fact, Trans fats are among the worst fats you can eat. They raise your LDL, or bad cholesterol, and lower your HDL, the good cholesterol that protects your arteries. This dangerous combination leads to more plaque buildup, clogged arteries, and a much higher risk of heart attack and stroke. But it doesn't stop there. Margarine is also made with refined vegetable oils like soybean or corn oil. When these oils are heated, especially during cooking, they can break down and oxidize, forming toxic compounds that damage your cells and blood vessels. These compounds trigger inflammation in your body, the kind of silent, low-grade inflammation that quietly contributes to heart disease, diabetes, and even cognitive decline. If you've been using margarine because you thought it was better for your heart, please don't blame yourself. We were all misled by clever marketing and outdated science. But now that you know the truth, you can start making healthier choices today. If you need a spread, look for ones that say non-hydrogenated and don't include partially hydrogenated oils on the label. Or better yet, try using real whole food fats in moderation, like avocado, olive oil, or even a little grass-fed butter. These choices support your heart rather than harm it. Knowledge is powerful, and when you use it, you take control of your health, one step at a time. 8. Industrialized pizza. Let's talk about something many people love: pizza. It's warm, it's cheesy, and it feels like comfort food. But here's the problem. Industrialized pizza, especially the frozen kinds or the ones from fast food chains, can be surprisingly harmful to your heart. Most people don't realize it, but every part of that slice, the crust, the cheese, the sauce, is highly processed. We mean packed with salt, trans fats, and preservatives that quietly wear down your health over time. The crust is often made from refined white flour and mixed with industrial seed oils like soybean or corn oil that may oxidize when cooked at high heat. That oxidation produces harmful compounds in the body, ones that damage your blood vessels and trigger inflammation. Then there's the cheese. It's not like the fresh cheese you get from the market. It's usually ultra-processed and loaded with sodium and saturated fat, both of which can raise your blood pressure and bad cholesterol. And the tomato sauce? It's often sweetened and filled with flavor enhancers and preservatives that your body doesn't recognize as food. The combination of these ingredients can increase your risk of heart disease, especially if pizza becomes a regular part of your diet. I completely understand that pizza brings people joy. And the good news is, you don't have to give it up. Instead, try making it at home using simple, whole ingredients. You can use a whole wheat or cauliflower crust, fresh tomatoes, a small amount of mozzarella, and healthy toppings like veggies or lean chicken. You control the salt, the oil, and the portions. And when you do that, you're not just enjoying pizza, you're protecting your heart while doing it. That's the kind of small change that leads to big results over time. If you're enjoying this video so far, don't forget to hit that subscribe button so you won't miss any future tips on managing blood sugar naturally. And if you have any questions or something you're struggling with, drop a comment below. I read every one, and I'm here to help. 9. Salted. Processed peanuts. Peanuts are often seen as a healthy snack, and in their natural form they really can be. They're packed with protein, fiber, and heart-friendly nutrients. But here's the problem. Most of the peanuts sold in stores today aren't the healthy kind. Instead, they're heavily salted, roasted in unhealthy refined oils, and filled with preservatives to make them last longer on the shelf. These processed versions are not doing your heart any favors. The extra salt raises your blood pressure over time, and when blood pressure is high, your heart has to work much harder than it should. That constant pressure damages your blood vessels, increases the risk of strokes, and can slowly lead to heart failure. On top of that, those cheap vegetable oils like soybean or palm oil used in commercial peanut snacks can trigger inflammation in your body. Chronic inflammation may sound small, but it's a silent force behind many health problems, including heart disease, diabetes, and even memory loss. What makes this especially tricky is that peanuts feel like a harmless snack. You grab a handful while watching TV or driving, not realizing how much sodium or bad fat you're taking in. But the truth is, when eaten often, these processed peanuts can raise your risk of heart problems, especially if you already struggle with high blood pressure or blood sugar. The good news is, you don't have to give up peanuts entirely. Choose the unsalted, dry roasted kind, or better yet, roast your own at home. A little olive oil, a few heart-healthy herbs like rosemary or turmeric, and you've got a snack that's not only safe, but supportive of your health. It's small choices like this, swapping processed for natural, that can make a big difference in protecting your heart over the long run. Your heart will thank you, and so will your future self. 10. Fried eggs and vegetable oil. Eggs by themselves can actually be a healthy food. They're full of protein, important vitamins, and good fats that support brain function and muscle strength. But the way we cook eggs makes a huge difference, especially when it comes to heart health. When you fry eggs in refined vegetable oils like corn oil, soybean oil, or canola oil, you're not just adding flavor, you're creating a chemical reaction that can quietly harm your body. These oils break down under high heat and form toxic compounds called aldehydes. Aldehydes damage your arteries, speed up aging inside your body, and trigger chronic inflammation. One of the root causes of heart disease and even type 2 diabetes. You might not feel it right away, but over time that inflammation builds up and quietly damages your blood vessels. Plus, when eggs are fried in oil, they soak up the fat, making them much higher in calories and unhealthy fats. That can lead to higher cholesterol levels and extra belly fat, both of which put serious strain on your heart. The sad part is that many people think they're eating something healthy when they have eggs for breakfast, but the cooking oil makes all the difference. So what's the better choice? Boiling or poaching your eggs is a great start. You still get all the nutrition without the added harm. If you do want to cook them with a little oil, reach for healthier options like extra virgin olive oil or even a bit of grass-fed butter. In moderation. It's not about giving up eggs. It's about giving up the bad habits that come with them. Small changes like this can have a big impact on your heart over time. And they're easy to do once you understand what's really going on inside your body. 11. Chicken with skin. Chicken is often seen as one of the healthiest meats you can eat. And that's true, but only if you skip the skin. While the meat itself is lean and packed with protein, the skin tells a different story. Chicken skin is loaded with saturated fat, and when it's cooked at high temperatures, like when roasting, frying, or grilling, it can produce harmful compounds that promote inflammation throughout the body. This kind of chronic, low-level inflammation might not cause obvious symptoms at first, but over time, it silently damages the lining of your arteries and pushes your body toward heart disease. And there's something else most people don't realize. Factory-farmed chicken skin can contain traces of hormones and antibiotics used during the farming process. These residues don't just disappear when cooked. They can interfere with your body's natural hormone balance, affecting everything from metabolism to immune function and even worsening insulin resistance, which is already a concern for people with diabetes. It might sound surprising, but something as small as eating chicken with the skin on regularly can slowly chip away at your heart health. The good news? This is an easy fix. Choosing skinless chicken breasts or thighs, especially when baked, steamed, or boiled, is one of the simplest and most effective ways to support your heart and reduce inflammation. You still get all the nutrition and flavor of the chicken without the added burden of saturated fats or chemical residues. It's a small step, but sometimes the smallest habits are the ones that end up protecting us the most. 12. Refined vegetable oils. Refined vegetable oils might sound harmless. After all, they come from plants, right? But the truth is, many of these oils, like soybean oil, corn oil, and sunflower oil, go through heavy industrial processing before they ever reach your kitchen. During that process, they're exposed to high heat, chemicals, and sometimes even deodorizing agents. This doesn't just strip away nutrients, it creates harmful compounds that quietly damage your health. One of the biggest concerns is how high these oils are in omega-6 fatty acids. Now, our bodies need some omega-6 fats, but the problem is balance. Today, most people consume way too much omega-6 and not nearly enough omega-3, the healthy fats found in fish, walnuts, and flax seeds. When that balance is off, your body becomes stuck in a state of chronic inflammation. And inflammation is no small thing. Over time, it harms your blood vessels, increases your risk for heart disease, and worsens insulin resistance. especially dangerous for those managing diabetes. These oils are in so many processed foods, chips, crackers, cookies, even salad dressings, so it's easy to consume more than you realize. The good news is, there's a better choice. Instead of cooking with refined vegetable oils, try healthier options like extra virgin olive oil, avocado oil. These oils not only taste great, they also support your heart, reduce inflammation, and help you feel full and satisfied. It might seem like a small change, but over time, swapping out bad oils for good ones can make a big difference. When it comes to your heart and your long-term health, every bite truly matters. And sometimes, the first step is as simple as switching the oil in your pan. 13. Commercial peanut butter. Peanut butter is often seen as a healthy food, rich in protein, full of good fats, and a great snack, right? But here's something many people don't realize. Most commercial peanut butters on the store shelves are far from natural or heart-healthy. Even if the label says no added sugar, the real danger might be hiding in the oil. Many big brand peanut butters contain hydrogenated oils, a type of fat that's chemically altered to stay solid at room temperature. These oils are full of trans fats, and trans fats are especially dangerous. They don't just raise your LDL, bad cholesterol, they actually lower your HDL, good cholesterol too. And over time, this double hit makes your arteries stiff and inflamed, increasing your risk of heart disease and strokes, especially if you already struggle with blood sugar issues or diabetes. Trans fats are so harmful that many countries have banned them in food, but in some places, small amounts still sneak in under different names. And here's the tricky part. You might not see trans fat on the label, but if you see the words hydrogenated oil, that's a red flag. So what can you do? It's simple. Choose natural peanut butter that lists just 1 or 2 ingredients, peanuts, and maybe a pinch of salt. That's it. No oils, no sugar, no fillers. Even better, if you have a food processor at home, you can easily make your own peanut butter in just a few minutes. Your heart will thank you. Small changes like this, switching out processed foods for clean, simple ingredients, can go a long way in protecting your health. It's not about being perfect, it's about being informed and making better choices one step at a time. 14. Industrialized meat or chicken broth. At first glance, store-bought chicken or meat broth might seem like a harmless, comforting shortcut in the kitchen. After all, it's just broth, right? But many of these convenient products hide a number of ingredients that can quietly damage your heart over time. Most commercial broths, especially those that come in cans, cubes, or cartons, are packed with very high levels of sodium, monosodium glutamate, MSG, and chemical preservatives to extend shelf life. While they may make your soup taste better, these ingredients come at a real cost to your health. For starters, that excess sodium can push your blood pressure up fast. And when high blood pressure sticks around, it puts enormous strain on your heart, arteries, and kidneys. If you're already dealing with diabetes or insulin resistance, this pressure only makes things worse. MSG is another red flag. It doesn't just enhance flavor, it can also overstimulate nerve cells and worsen inflammation throughout the body, including inside your arteries. Long-term inflammation is a known trigger for heart disease. And many of these broths also contain artificial colorings and flavorings, additives that your body doesn't recognize or need. So what's the better path? Make your own broth at home. It might sound like extra work, but it's simpler than you think. A handful of bones, some herbs, and a slow simmer can give you a clean, nourishing broth without all the hidden dangers. Not only will your food taste better, but you'll also be giving your heart the support it truly needs. Remember, health doesn't come from cutting corners. It comes from choosing what's real, whole, and natural. And this one small change in your kitchen could lead to big changes in your long-term well-being. 15. Sugar-free microwave popcorn. Sugar-free microwave popcorn is often advertised as a smart snack choice. Low in sugar, easy to make, and even labeled as guilt-free. But don't be fooled by the packaging. Just because something is sugar-free doesn't mean it's healthy, especially for your heart. Most microwave popcorn bags, even the ones claiming to be light or healthy, are filled with hidden dangers. They often contain artificial butter flavorings, chemical preservatives, and trans fats, the kind of fats that can clog your arteries and raise your risk of heart disease. Some even include perfluorinated compounds, PFCs, in the lining of the bag, which are known to interfere with your hormones and damage your heart over time. And let's not forget about the sodium. Even without sugar, these popcorn varieties are loaded with salt, which pushes your blood pressure higher and stresses your cardiovascular system. The combination of these chemicals and additives might not cause harm overnight, but over months and years, they silently add up, especially if you're already managing diabetes or high blood pressure. But here's the good news. You don't have to give up popcorn. You just have to make it differently. A simple pot on the stove, a spoon of olive oil or avocado oil, and a sprinkle of real herbs or sea salt can give you a snack that's not only delicious, but also kind to your heart. It's one of the easiest changes you can make, and over time, these small decisions add up to big wins for your health. Your heart is one of the most important organs in your body, and every bite you take matters more than you might think. It's not always about cutting sugar or eating less. Sometimes it's about learning which foods are silently doing damage day after day. That's why recognizing harmful choices, like processed snacks, bad oils, or artificial ingredients, is a powerful first step toward real healing. But here's the good news. You don't have to change everything overnight. Even small, simple shifts, like switching to real olive oil, choosing fresh over packaged, or cooking at home more often, can protect your heart and improve your blood sugar naturally. I've seen people transform their health by just taking that first step, and you can do it too. Your body has an amazing ability to heal if we stop feeding it the things that keep it sick. So please, don't wait until a diagnosis forces change. Start today. Take care of your heart like it takes care of you, every single day. And if you found this video helpful, make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications, because I've got more simple, powerful tips that can truly change your life. In fact, if you're ready to keep learning, I recommend you check out this next video where I break down the 3 biggest foods that spike your blood sugar without you even realizing it. I'll see you there. Your heart will thank you. Thank you for watching our video today. If you found this video helpful, please drop a like and subscribe button to support us. We truly appreciate your support, and it will motivate us to continue make more information video to help you all. Thank you, and goodbye.